And yeah, so it sounds like you had a lot going on, definitely a lot of expertise.
Yeah,
Um,
there's a
yeah,
lot.
which is great. But what was the catalyst to say, okay, I don't want to run my own construction company anymore, and I want to build data.io? Was there anything specifically that led you to that decision?
Not it wasn't like a light bulb decision. It was more over time, and part of that would be being a trade contractor. So being a contractor that's doing one of those trades, and you employ the laborers. It's a tough job. There's just a lot going on. There's a lot of coordination. There's a lot of risk. Every day you wake up and you've got to get work in place. We got to build this wall. We got to build this piping system. We got to set this equipment, and you just got that every day. And it's a challenge out there. And then over time, my interest and my personal background is passions is a lot into education and digital knowledge transfer and building up systems for that and finding efficiency. So it was a little bit over time as I was back in construction running my prior company. I really realized that I was solving a problem on my own, and then at one point I really kind of pulled my head up and really was like, "Hey, I'm solving a problem that all contractors have." And as I dug deeper into that and the path we were on, I thought that sounds much more rewarding. I can impact a lot more people. Probably a great prize if we're super successful at doing what we're doing. And so that's where I made the decision. And that was about 20. At that point, I decided, no, I think built data is my future. And so then wound down the construction company, put all effort into built data.
Very cool. Can we maybe speak to, or from your perspective, is there a major labor shortfall in the construction industry in general? I feel like that's something I hear just as somebody that's not directly involved in it. Considering you're more directly involved, would you say that's true as well?
Absolutely. Hands down. Yeah, absolutely.
And how do you think the industry can address that? And then I'm curious too, because it seems like you were in the thick of it. You were doing the labor, hiring the laborers, and you kind of said, "This job is tough, and I'm worn out, and I'm gonna follow something in the same industry, but something I'm more passionate about." Is that what a lot of people are doing, or like how do you prevent that, knowing that it is a tough job? How do you encourage people to go into it if there is such a labor shortfall?
Yeah, this is a tough one for society at large. Really, we've just over. I would attribute this to decades worth of where does society put attention? From the youngsters growing up, where are we telling them there's opportunity? And as a society at large, especially in the states here, we've done such a just big message of, hey, everybody should go to college. Well, not necessarily everybody should go to college. And then I think what's happened too is definitely there's a huge labor shortage. It's only getting worse. I think the last stat I saw on the median age of a laborer in the United States is in like the low 40s, like 42, 43. That was like the median age in the last stat I saw. And everything I know internally here is we're approaching a big brain drain over the next 10 years. A lot of people are be retiring because they're skewed into older ages. So they're leaving, and we've just done a real bad job as a whole attracting people to the trades and this type of work. So you just got kind of this big macro issue. And then at a smaller level, that is tough work. You show up, it's usually early mornings. It's a job site that's potentially dirty and noisy. It's just a sea of changing people. It's hard to know what's going on. And then I think in many ways, as a laborer, it's kind of a lonely job a lot of times. You don't know if you're getting like, does anybody care? What am I doing? Where do I fit into this thing? So I think where companies need to be focused on that are bringing in talent is you really got to work on acclimating these people to it, helping them getting better feedback loops into what they're doing. And then it is any of these trades, any of the trades that you learn, it really still is a master and apprentice relationship because it's a craft and it's an art form. And in my own opinion and experience, uh, for example, a lot of it that I grew up, it was my father and a couple other of his key employees that were my mentors. And I'm working as an apprentice under them, and you have to see a lot of situations multiple times, but with little different variants for that master to kind of impart, here's what you do in this situation. And so where I'm going with that is that these trades, and for the people coming in who have grown up in a very digital native world, um, and then you've got this older class that's moving out. How do these two connect? How do we impart training to them? It's a big, challenging thing. And I think, it's interesting is a lot of my just my friends and people that have kids, and they're trying to now have these conversations about what should my kid do. And I'm hearing just a lot from my own circles of people saying, no, I think I'm going to tell my kid maybe should like explore the trades. And so it's kind of an interesting thing. And you're seeing a lot of it. You'll see news headlines about it. So the labor shortage is real. It's only getting worse. And as an insider of the industry, a lot of times I see some of the chatter about this, and it's like, well, yeah, but we kind of bring these people in and put them in a meat grinder. And maybe we need to fix the meat grinder first before we chew these people up, because it's hard work. And so it's just a big challenge overall. It's nothing that can be solved super easily, but as a whole, it's really constraining this. We need people, we need them to be more productive. That's constraining what we can do as humans as far as what we want to build. So yeah, it's a huge problem, Connor. Yeah.